Hey everyone, this is Dante. Thank you for tuning into my channel today. So today I want to talk about, this might be a series, the most distorted spiritual ideas that I am so tired of people telling others and trying to be like, wow, this is the way it is, like, don't you get it? And they're not getting the whole picture at all. So all of these ideas have some partial truth within them. There is a core positive intention, and there is a beautiful medicine we can get from this idea, though the way that this idea is commonly spread is not so helpful. So the first idea I want to talk about today is the idea that I am a human being, not a human doing. Well, by definition, when we use language, we're human beings. Though what we experience in our life is a lot of doing. And there is, in our culture, the tendency to overwork, to place too much emphasis on the doing, to not feel the accomplishment that comes from being inside and being more present with yourself, because we can only grow and transform through bringing more awareness into our state of being and all the nuances of what's going on inside. Yet, what this can lead some people towards is a state of lethargy, a state of, justified spacing out and not really showing up to life. So let's redefine this idea that doing and being are like two sides of the same coin, like masculine and feminine energy. And we are always experiencing both the action and the state of being behind it. So my state of being is what matters the most. And as I bring awareness into my state of being, I can choose what I do consciously, with intention and with purpose. That is a better idea. And that's a little bit more complex, and maybe that's not such an easy phrase to just throw around. But I think a lot of these very easy phrases that people repeat and repeat are the ideas that are often the most limiting. So I am speaking about this because I see it a lot and because I've been through it. A lot of years of my path I felt kind of like, spacing out. I just wanted to meditate all day. I just wanted to be inside myself and clear stuff out. I didn't want to act until I felt in total bliss mode. So I limited myself because I wouldn't allow myself to move in the direction of what I needed and wanted to do until I felt really awesome about it. So I would spend like hours meditating and doing yoga and devote so much time to these sort of mental spheres of meditation and study and all of this. And all of that has a really important purpose, though it can be used as an escape, and many light workers and spiritual people use that as an escape from really showing up to life. So how this really turned around for me was in serving and leading my ceremonies and eventually channeling. And part of that process was the teachings of Bashar. So around the time that I started really putting a lot of cacao ceremonies out there and finding my way of holding that container open for people, I was really listening to a lot of Bashar. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Bashar since then, but it just came up in my life at that point, and I totally changed everything. So Bashar and actually all extraterrestrials teach a variation on this idea. The Pleiadians I channel also share this idea in a bit of a more vague way that's about love. Bashar is very practical about it, and he says that you follow your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular outcome. And this is the best way to raise your frequency, to attract the things to you that you want to experience in your life, and to be of service. So following your excitement is an action. And Bashar and others say that the language of physical reality is action. This is a Matt Kwan idea here, but the energy of the third dimension is thoughts. The energy of the fourth dimension is words. The energy of the fifth dimension is action. So it's this action that is motivated by the pure passion of our heart that allows us to go into this peak state, peak experience state sometimes, or even before you get to that peak experience state, a channeling state, when you're in the flow, when you're not letting your mind block the, not letting the doubting aspect of the mind block what's coming through you. You're simply inspired in your action. And this is what brings real change in the world. There's a lot of ideas out there that say we can simply heal the world by sitting, meditating, sending energy to the world. So what I want us to do right now is just sit and like send Reiki to the whole planet and just like totally believe it's gonna get better. That's all we need to do. We don't need to do anything else. So we should all just go out and do a cave and sit, meditate, send Reiki to the world. I'm serious. No, I'm not. So there is a real power to using those meditations as a permission slip to bring yourself into the frequency of loving service, which is an action. And when you can entrain your vibration, your state of being, to be in that mode of passionate, loving expression and service, then the world will change through that energy rippling out. Sitting away from the world and cultivating this energy without channeling it in some way directly through physical interactions, physical reality, it's not going to change anything. And I find it really counterproductive when people spread those kinds of ideas out there. It not only keeps people from being of service to others, it keeps people limited in their ability to be who they are. So how do you get past this limiting idea? It is to realize that what's most important is your ability to decipher what is your truest passion in your heart. That is the most important aspect of your state of being. It is having enough contemplative awareness to feel in a deep way in your heart and your body what is the best and greatest action for me to take. And then to not allow any of this, okay, I need to like be more confident or more stable or more this or more that. In order to do that, don't let those ideas get in the way and just do it. And we learn the most through trial and error. Almost everyone is terrified the first time they do something like speak in front of the camera, like sing on a stage, like put a new idea out into the world, putting an idea that is different and unique and very challenging to the norm. Those things are quite a challenge the first times you do them. And it doesn't get easier unless you do it. There's no meditation, there's no energy work or anything you can do to clear out that resistance completely before you do it. You just have to do it. And you feel the resistance in the process, and you allow it, and you accept it, and you transform it, and then things can change. So, you are a human being, and it's okay to do. It's good to do. You and the world will not change unless you choose to do. And meditation is as well a doing. Meditation is an action. It is a choice. It is the focus of awareness. It may seem like a lack of doing because you're just sitting there, but you're doing things inside. So even this be a human being, not a human doing thing is a little bit distorted, because when you're meditating, you're bringing active focus into the process. You're directing your consciousness. You're directing your breath, perhaps. Every meditation is very different, but nonetheless it is an action. So we can't not act. We're breathing all day long. It's automatic. Our body is doing all sorts of millions of processes in every moment. Our body is acting. The world around us is acting. It's a movement. It's a dance. So this stillness is only there to bring more awareness into it, so we have the greater ability to choose what to do, because we will never, ever stop doing. So I hope I've made my point clear with this video. I hope that helps you change your perspective and allows you to do better things for the world and for yourself. And if you want to explore more with me, check out my website, blissbeings.com, for personal sessions and channeling sessions with the Pleiadian guides that I work with, an extraterrestrial group that can help you tune into that frequency as well, that high vibe frequency of their light realm, and open to those connections, gain a better ability to choose and shift your own reality, and much more. And if you like my videos, please support me on patreon.com. It's a really amazing way for people like me who are sharing actively to also receive in return, and for you as receivers to get the joyful experience of giving back. So I would really love that. patreon.com/bebliss. And yeah, stay tuned for much more magic to come on the way. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and have the best day ever. Tons of love to you.